Welcome back to MTN Live in the Mountains. I'm here with Sayward Grindley and Christie Wild. They are from SG Ballet, and that is a pre-professional training school, and it's a new business here in the High Country. So how are you guys today?
Great.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So tell us a little bit about SG Ballet. What is that?
Well, we found kind of that there was this need for something a little bit different here as far as dance training to add to what's already here and what's already really great and happening in the community. And so we wanted to create a school that could work with students that wanted to eventually maybe dance professionally and be able to really give them that training to make sure that they have those opportunities if they decide that's the route they want to go and they know they've gotten the absolute best technique and training that they can get. But then we also found there was another side of classes that were needed, and that is adult classes of all different levels. So we actually, over half of our students and classes are for adults, beginners, intermediate, advanced, college students, all the way up to people in their 60s and 70s. And it's been really exciting to see them, either people who used to dance and they maybe took a break and want to get back into it and just want some technique classes, want to dance for exercise or for fun or just to, focus on themselves for that 1 hour, hour and a half of the week, or people who just always wanted to dance but never had the opportunity, and now they're finally at that age where they say, hey, I'm an adult, I'm going to step into the studio and try this for the first time. And so that's been really exciting to share that with these people for their first experience or get them back.
Yeah, sure. So, and now when did you open?
We just opened this last week, so we've been.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
And so you actually aren't from here. Tell us a little bit about your history with dance.
Yeah, I'm from Raleigh and grew up in that area. Although I was born in Colorado and lived in Massachusetts and all over. I have a dad who's a college professor, so I grew up around a college environment and was really used to that fast-paced environment and also really immersed in education and always knew that I wanted to be a teacher, just not necessarily what. I thought maybe math or something else. My dad's a physics professor, so I was always sort of around that. And then after I started dancing, I was a professional dancer in Florida for 7 years. I was with the Sarasota Ballet for 7 years, and then fusion dance artist for 3 years, and toured and traveled with them, and then got to the point where I was having kids and wanted to be with my family. My parents had moved here and my dad was teaching at Appalachian, and we just found that we wanted to be in this area and kind of slow down a little.
Absolutely.
And we loved this community, so we tried to figure out any way to get here. And kind of separated from dance for a little bit because we didn't know really where to start when we moved here not even 3 years ago. So I've gradually started getting my feet wet in a few different places and just wanted to see what this community had to offer and where I could offer something and where I could fit in and share what I have. So I also teach part-time at Appalachian, adjunct faculty there, and teach ballet, modern dance, and now Style and Form, a lecture class. And I just found that I loved teaching so much, which I knew before, but I think I needed a step back from it to remember how much I enjoyed it, and it just I need to be doing it. So that was another reason for starting this school here, just so that we can contribute to this community. And
I think that's fantastic. Definitely giving that outlet, because honestly, I don't know of many dance areas around here in the community. If there are some, I know there are a few, but maybe not to this what's the word I'm looking for? Quality of teaching.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of really great places and everything has something different to offer. And so that was another thing that I really wanted to make sure that, how can I make sure that I'm giving something that's different other than what's already being offered, these current places that are doing things so well in their niche. And so how can I contribute to something that's different, that's not already being offered? offered. And then that way we can collaborate in a way, and we can share and eventually just create a whole network of dance artists in this area.
That is awesome. So, Christy, tell us a little bit about what you are doing at the company.
Well, let's see. It all started probably, well, now almost 3 months ago. I came up to visit back in the spring, and I fell in love with Boone. And then I had some time, vacation time from work, so I was like, oh, Sayward, can I come visit you? So I did, and we were like looking around the area, kind of was tagging along with her, so I lived her day-to-day life, and we saw this space for the studio, and we were like, what? That's beautiful. So then later that day we were watching a show, and her husband was like, so are we going to do it? And I was like, yeah, we're going to do it. So it's like, so will you come help me? I was like, yeah, I will. And I just kind of all said it. So I've basically just been, you know, whatever Sayward needs. She also has 2 kids, so 2 and 4-year-olds. So, you know, that's a lot. She does so much. I don't know how she does it. So I'm just kind of there, you know, doing everything possibly that I can, you know, whether it be helping with the kids, cleaning the studio, helping to teach, just friendly face at the door, you know, whatever needs to be done.
So tell us how you know each other. There's the story there.
Yeah, Christy actually was my student at Sarasota Ballet. I was the education director and ran a trainee program that fed into the professional company. And there we had 50 professional dancers, international dancers, a full 6 days a week of company members. So Christy actually came there. She went to high school at South Carolina Governor's School for Dance, was a very, very talented dancer, and came to us in the company there at 17.
Wow.
And so we started training her while she was there, and I also was training her how to teach. I said, you've got to make sure that you also know how to teach, and I was teaching her administrative stuff, so she ended up working as my intern part of the time there. When I moved away from Sarasota Ballet, she then went and danced professionally also at Florida Dance Theater in Florida as well. And it was a little bit more of a contemporary ballet program, so she got to perform there and had a lot of experience. So even though she's young and probably the same age as a lot of our students, she's had already many years of professional experience. So to be able to bring up somebody else that already has that experience to give is really valuable. And then to know that I've trained her to teach and she teaches the same curriculum that I do is really exciting for those younger ones. I actually write curriculum and wrote curriculum for the state of Florida for the public schools. And I'm really, really adamant about making sure that every level is doing what's developmentally appropriate for them and what they're mentally and cognitively ready for. And so Christy is really careful of that as well, and she comes to all my classes. That way, if I were to ever get sick or need someone to step in, she's right there along with me, and she's been doing everything.
And it stays very consistent.
Yes, we have a lot of structure and a lot of consistency, still a lot of creativity within it, but we find that children, especially, they crave structure, and they crave that, you know, safe environment so that they can explore and they can let their guard down because they know that there's a certain structure there that they can expect. And so we find that creates a wonderful learning environment. And I did a lot of research when creating the studio, even on the design of the space, of what would create the best learning environment and make students, young and not so young, feel really, really welcome and invited into the space so that it's a comfortable, welcoming learning environment.
And comfort is always a good thing when you're trying something new.
Yes.
Especially if you're like me, and I am absolutely a horrible dancer. I have 2 left feet, but that is great that you realize that and know that it's good to have that comforting area to feel safe in learning things.
Yes.
You know, you have that structure, but you have that comfort, and when you take the structure and the comfort together, like you said, the creative flow just comes.
And we find that it really builds students of every age. It builds their confidence and their self-awareness and their poise and just how they carry themselves. And it starts to filter in other areas of their life, and they start to see those changes and those effects. And that's really, really exciting to see because we see it in 1 or 2 classes, you know, the differences of just just how they approach and how they feel about themselves. And that's my biggest thing, is trying to really build their confidence, but know that they're getting very safe training that's really concerned with making sure that their body is doing what it's ready for and not injuring themselves. So they're very aware when they go into play other sports or do other things of how to keep their body safe and when to push it and when to listen and when to step back, and you know, teaching them to really take ownership of their learning, which is really important to me. So yeah.
You're very passionate about this. I can tell. That's fantastic. And, you know, what a great story, you know, you two coming back together after working together, you know, years back. I think that's really neat how you've come up here, and this is just starting to grow, and the community is definitely lucky to have you two.
Thank you. And with this school, we're also starting a professional company, which there's not one in this area. There's not one for an hour-and-a-half radius right now. You have to go to Winston-Salem or Charlotte to really get that. And I'm currently also working on my MFA in choreography, so I wanted my own dancers to be able to work with on a regular basis and have them performing. And there's a lot of former professional dancers that live here that want to get back into a company setting. So I actually have auditions this weekend on Saturday. So anybody that wants to come and audition, you're welcome to try. I'm looking for 6 to 8 professional dancers, a few apprentices, which would be you know, a little bit on the younger range, but my professional dancers would all be 18 years and older. Apprentices can be 16 or older through college. And people are also welcome to just come take it as a class, just for the experience of going through an audition. So I have one at 11 o'clock, 11 to 1, and then one from 2 to 4. And we're just excited about, you know, building more dances here and getting more people performing in something different from a typical recital or dance studio setting, but more of a collective, creative environment where the dancers can contribute to the choreographic process. And we can start to take those pieces out and tour around North Carolina and show this is what we have to offer in Boone. And then the goal is that eventually we start to have yearly concerts that people actually come here to see, and we start bringing people to Boone to see these big concerts, and maybe even we start having concerts where all of the local dance communities get together and we showcase all that Boone has to offer with dance.
I love it. I love it. And that's actually, that's going to be the SG Dance Theater.
Yes, so the company will be a split off from the school, but the hope is that the school can eventually feed into that company. But there's already some really talented dancers here that have training and have experience, and they're ready to step back into that world.
So what kind of concerts are you envisioning? Like what kind of themes are you thinking?
I really want to explore just looking at new things. I've had this idea for a while to dive in to mothers who dance and how they get torn between feeling like once they become a mom that they can't dance anymore, and trying to find the balance of both things. And then it kind of bridges into finding that balance in anything in life, you know, not just between dance and being a mom, but just all the things that we get sort of torn between, and finding that balance. And I really am interested in telling people's individual and unique stories. So allowing my dancers to contribute to that, I think, is really what I'm more focused on, rather than a traditional theme type situation. You know, just kind of allowing the process to happen and seeing what we can create together
organically.
Well, you definitely you're creating and still in the process of creating this great outlet for just dance in general and the art form itself. So what if I would like to, how do I just join? What do I do? What is the process? If I wanted to come and take some lessons?
Well, anybody, any level can take classes, especially our adult classes. Like I have true beginner classes of people who have never danced before. That class actually, the Monday night beginner ballet class, we have like 16 people that come to that. It's just awesome. The energy is great, and they're so supportive. We have over 15 adult classes that people can come and take. You can look at our website, sgballet.com, and see our full schedule. You can also find us on Facebook and send us a private message, or send me an email at sayward.grinley@gmail.com, and I can send you suggestions of classes to come to. Basically, we just need either a hand registration form or one done online. You can register online, but you can come try your first class for free. So no payment needed, just the form for liability, and then you come try the class. You see if you like it. If it's not the right fit, we'll find a different class for you, and we'll figure out what works before you decide and make that commitment.
Yeah.
I really want even children, all ages, for people to be able to come in and make sure that it's the right fit for them before they feel locked in and committed to something. And we also do something where adults can pay by the class. So I know that a lot of adults have crazy schedules and their kids, and things happen. So if you would rather just come in and pay by the class, it's $15 per class, or you can get a class card for $200 for 20 classes, so that's $10 a class, which you can't even, most fitness classes you can't even take for that. And then we just mark them off as you come in. And so you can mix and match and try different classes each week until you find what really works, and make that commitment. Let it be a New Year's resolution that I'm going to really try to feel good about myself.
Yes.
And the way to do that is by some of our classes.
Yeah.
And I created some of these classes. I actually have a foot injury from a fall down a stairs, not even from dancing. And I didn't walk for a year. I had surgery. I have a lot of things. So a lot of these classes, the conditioning type classes, I created for myself when my physical therapist said, we don't know what else to do with you.
Yeah.
So I had to create my own way of getting myself back into shape. And then I also used them after both of my children to get back in shape very, very quickly. So if that's a goal that someone has, I have classes for you.
Yes.
And if you just want to
fun.
feel good about yourself and have a chance to I'm just going to focus on myself and have some expression and get a chance to just play make-believe for a few minutes. Even just that is priceless. So why not just give yourself a treat for free and come try one class?
I'm definitely going to come try one class. But what do I don't...
What do you need?
What do I need to bring? Do I wear the tights and the lead?
Adults do not adults do not have to. I'm very structured and have a uniform with my students, with a school, because I think that for students that's very important. Once you're an adult, you're an adult. You choose what you're comfortable in, what you feel good in. I tell people, wear what you feel good in, what you feel like you look good in, and what you feel good moving in. And that's going to make the biggest difference, because if your confidence level is higher, you're going to feel better, and then you're going to dance better.
Yes. And then I can eventually...
you can work towards things. But we have people that come in yoga pants or leggings, tank tops. Some people wear leotards and tights if they feel more comfortable in that. But there's no requirement when it comes to that.
Good to know.
Yes.
I see ballet shoes, socks, whatever.
Yeah, for the adult classes, it's really where your comfort level is and what you want. For the students, very structured, very disciplined. So it's kind of both worlds there.
Well, this is fantastic. I'm definitely going to come try that class. Probably the beginners. But I definitely would love to just... I took ballet when I was like 4 and 5, but
come on in.
Come on.
It's been forever. But
come take it.
I think it would be a lot of fun and something new. I love trying new things, and I really think congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
It sounds like a wonderful school. Definitely looking forward to seeing the dance theater come alive and see where that goes. And we can, definitely check them out online, see if there's something there that strikes interest to you. You might be dancing beside me in a, beginning class, which is something that I'm definitely probably going to try. So thank you both for being here, and good luck with everything, and hope to have you back again.
Yes,
thank you so much.
We'll be right back.